This background information shows you how to approach securing the best positions available for you. It will save you time by focusing your effort on defining your full value to the people who are most likely to hire you. The full course shows you detailed step-by-step information on writing or updating your resume and how to promote yourself. You'll gain confidence by understanding exactly where you're going and what to do. There are two main methods people use to find a new position. The first is through networking and contacts, and if you hear about a good opportunity this way, it's great, but there's only so much friends and contacts can do. The second, and this is what most people do, is make up a resume, send it out to a few recruiters and companies, post it on 2 or 3 job sites. LinkedIn is a very good place to post, and wait for the phone to ring or a message to arrive. So if your network has run out or you don't know many people, then you're relying entirely on your resume to do your marketing for you. Your resume is your main marketing brochure. It's the first point of contact between you and your next position. On the way through to the manager who's going to hire you, your resume may travel through several hands. Those people have different things that they're looking for. They also may not really understand the needs of the others looking at the resume. In addition, some companies have specific resume format requirements. This is why you can get a lot of conflicting advice on how to present your resume. For example, you may get advice on the length, format, and content of your resume. This advice can also be presented with good reasoning, so it can be very confusing to decide whose advice to take. Our goal today is to show you the big picture and a path through all of this information, so you'll really understand what's going on. Today's market has become much more competitive. These days, not very many companies invest in the training of employees because employees can pocket the training and move on to a higher paying position somewhere else. But with the abundance of information on the internet, it's possible for them to find candidates who closely match the skills required for job openings. It's less attractive for companies to find candidates who have to be trained to grow with the company. In general, recruiters are paid to fill positions for the companies who pay them, and the candidates don't pay for the service. This is a very different process than helping you find a position. Finding you a new position is not a major goal for a recruiter. When a recruiter does place you, it's because you matched an existing open position. It's not because they went out of their way to find you a position. They like to have your resume on file because they can find you quickly when they need you. They focus on filling their client positions. They may have to make 50 phone calls to get through to a qualifying candidate, and they're racing other recruiters to get there first. Most of them have little time to talk to you about your life and needs. For example, they may have hundreds of thousands of resumes on file and may only be able to fill 20 to 60 positions in a year. So the chances of them having an ideal position for you on any given day can be very slim. So how can you find a position? As mentioned, if a recruiter contacts you, it's likely because they think you match an open position. You can be taken seriously by knowing how to present yourself quickly and concisely. Over time, the likelihood of a position showing up for you increases. Keep your resume on file with many recruiters and make sure you're accessible. The main course will show you how to optimize your resume content so you can be found and qualified easily. If a recruiter or hiring manager can't find or qualify you, they won't be able to contact, interview, or hire you. What should you do? Make it easy for a recruiter to find and qualify you. This will increase the number of interviews with positions that match well. The position you're most likely to get is the one you're fully qualified for. Companies hire the best qualified candidates available in the price range they're working at. If you know what you're doing and present yourself properly, you'll open yourself up to being identified for positions that you will win over other candidates. After dealing with thousands of resumes, I observed that most candidates, and this is 90% or more, actually hide from positions. they unknowingly hide from positions by not understanding and presenting their qualifications and value. While the economy and job market can make a difference, resume content is by far the biggest problem. I'll be showing you what to do a little bit here and in detail in the course. Let's look at the big picture. Let's say there is an ideal position out there somewhere waiting for you. How is a recruiter or hiring manager going to find you? Here's how recruiters and hiring companies select candidates. We can outline the requirements on a position as a list of skills. We're going to call these skills A, B, C, D, E, and F for this example, and these are shown in the yellow in the middle of the screen. This is a list of skills and the number of years of experience a client thinks are required for a position, and these skills may not always appear on the advertised job position. From experience, I know candidate resumes don't always contain a full list of candidate skills either. So we have two imperfect representations going on here. The first thing is, if a skill is missing from a candidate's resume, regardless if the skill is mentioned on the job posting, the candidate will never make it to the selection process. Many great candidates are completely missed. The lesson here for candidates is make sure you mention all of your skill keywords on your resume. My experience is candidates almost always leave out information on important skills. Some of them tell me the economy appears slow. Please don't be one of these candidates. The two candidates have the same skill sets, but the green candidate on the left has more years of experience in the most important skills. And in this case, one candidate can be interviewed, but the other one isn't. What can you do about this? Make sure your resume goes out to as many companies and recruiters as possible who are hiring for positions with your skills. The position you're most likely to get is the one where you're among the top qualified candidates. Pause the video and look at the example. So let's say a recruiter out there has a perfect position for your skills. How are they going to find you? First of all, the recruiter may only have a few days to fill a position before the client restructures the job within the company or fills the position with another candidate. So there is only a limited amount of time available for you. Keywords on your resume are the first items to be searched. It's a very good idea to have all of your keywords on your resume. You should also bear in mind that the recruiter may have no idea what the keywords mean. For example, the recruiter may not know that in the IT industry the terms J2EE and Java are connected. Or in the financial industry the terms SOX and Sarbanes-Oxley are connected. So it's a good idea to have all the relevant keywords and their variations mentioned on your resume to allow even a novice recruiter to find you. Even an experienced recruiter may not be familiar with all the keywords in your line of work. I've had many candidates insist that recruiters should know the meaning of terms. But what we're trying to show you is that you can hide from positions by allowing this to happen. Make sure you can be selected even if the skill level of the screeners is low. Now, if a recruiter doesn't have access to your resume, then all the keywords in the world are not going to help. A recruiter may not have access to the resume sites you post on. In this case, a recruiter will only have access to your resume if you send it to them in advance of the job becoming active. If you're expecting all recruiters to have access to your resume through resume websites, think again. Access to resume files on job boards can cost recruiters several $100s a month per site, and in some cases over $1,000 a month. Putting your resume on job boards is very useful, but it's not the whole answer. Social and business networking sites such as LinkedIn are used by many recruiters, and especially by those who don't have access to major job boards. However, contact information on sites such as LinkedIn is limited, and it can cost as much as $10 per message, and only a fraction of people even look at them. It's time-consuming to track candidates down. Your best chance is to make sure that your resume is on file in a recruiter's database. We've already mentioned that recruiters only call you if they find a position which matches your background. How about putting the odds in your favor by making your resume available and sending it out to a list of hundreds of selected recruiters? There are hundreds or even thousands of recruiters in every major city. Most candidates typically send their resume to 2 to 5 recruiting companies. If you're not on file at a large number of recruiting companies, you're essentially hiding from a lot of positions. Unless you reach out to recruiters, it's hard work for them to find you. If you're concerned about dealing with too many recruiters, open up a dedicated email for your job search. You may not be ready to respond to open positions, but don't cut yourself off from hearing about them. In other videos, we're going to take a closer look at what a recruiter does to locate you. In the main course, this is covered in detail, and instructions are given about how to write and format your resume. The position you're most suited for may not be posted anywhere. In fact, by the time a job is posted, the position may be well on the way to being filled. Candidates often complain that jobs posted may not be real jobs. Remember, companies have to pay large fees to post these jobs. In some cases, positions posted may be recurring positions, and companies need candidates so they can react quickly when the position comes open. It's a good idea to submit your resume so that when the position comes open, you can be contacted immediately. Okay, to summarize, if a recruiter can't find or qualify you, they won't contact, interview, or hire you. Recruiters are in the business of filling positions for their clients. They're not really dedicated to finding you a position. The position you're most likely to get is the one you're fully qualified for. Make yourself easy to be identified by using keywords and by quantifying your experience. Keep your resume on file with as many recruiters as possible. You may be in a special situation and you're not sure what to do about your resume. For example, you could be a newly graduated student or a new arrival in the country. You may be changing professions, or you may have had many years in the working world and you need to reinvent yourself. The good news is that very few people understand how to effectively navigate through the hiring process, so you can give yourself a big advantage by knowing what to do. Sign up for the online course on improving your job search and updating your resume. A well-written resume can help you be selected and hired over many more highly qualified candidates and give you access to a much larger number of positions.